Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel study.com. Today we will get to know in detail about early Vedic period or Rig Vedic period. So let's get started. The period of Vedic civilization is broadly classified into two parts, that is early Vedic period and later Vedic period. Early Vedic period is also known as Rig Vedic period. Early Vedic period is considered to be around 1500 BC to 1000 BC, and the later Vedic period considered to be around 1000 BC to 600 BC. So today we are discussing early Vedic period. The early Vedic period, also called Rig Vedic period, as Rig Veda was composed at this time and it is a chief source of information about this period. Throughout the Rig Vedic period, the Aryans were mostly limited to the Indus area. Primarily, the Aryans lived in a region or land known as Sapta Sindhu, or the land of the seven rivers. The land of seven rivers includes Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj in Punjab, as well as the Indus and Saraswati in India. Let's discuss Rig Vedic Society. The Rig Vedic Society was a tribal society. The social relations were predominantly based on kinship ties. That means blood relationship. The Rajas, the Purohitas, and the people were all part of the clan. The tribe was referred as Jena, and different tribes are seen mentioned in the Rig Veda. The intertribal conflict were frequent. The tribal conflict were related to cattle raids, cattle thefts, etc. Cattle was the chief measure of wealth, and the term used for battle during this period was gavishti, which literally means to search for cows. The Rigvedic society was patriarchal. The family or graham was the primary social unit. The head of the family, known as Grahapati, the birth of a son was decided by everyone in the clan. Several hymns in Rigveda shows the importance given to the male members in the Vedic society. In the Rigvedic society, differentiation based on occupation had started. Various occupational groups like weavers, carpenters, smiths, leather workers, chariot makers, priests, etc. are mentioned. Status of women in the society. The woman had also an important position in the society even though it was patriarchal. The women were educated and were admitted in the assembly. Women were given the same opportunities for spiritual and intellectual growth as men. The women had a respectable position in the family also. The Rigveda mentioned the name of learned women like Vishwabhara, Ghosha, Shikta, Apala, Lopamutra, Gargi, Maitreyi, etc. There were no child marriages and sati was unheard of. Next, we can discuss their food. The people were very fond of good foods, which includes wheat and barley, milk and its derivatives such as curd and ghee, vegetables and fruits were the main dietary items. Next, their cloth and ornaments. People wore cotton and woolen clothes depending on weather. Both men and women wore cotton and woolen upper garments and lower garments. People of this society wore ornaments like earrings, necklaces, armlets, and bangles, depending upon their economic status. Their most popular hobbies were chariot racing, horse racing, dicing, music, and dancing. Another important aspect of Rigvedic society was their political life. The political structure of Rigvedic India can be studied in the following ascending order. First one, the family is also called Kula, the village called Grama, the clan called Vis, the people called Jana, and the country is called Rashtra. Kula includes all the people living under the same roof or Griha. A collection of several families constitutes the Grama and its headman was called Gramini. The collection of several gramas was called as the Vis and its head was called Vishpati. Several Vis constituted a jana as it is mentioned as Pancha Jana, Yadva Jana and Bharata Jana. The aggression of all jana constitutes Rashtra or country. The Rigvedic polity was tribal. The chief of the tribe was the Raja. He was the protector of the tribe and he led them into wars. The kingship was not hereditary. The Raja was assisted and supported by the group of functionaries in the day-to-day administration. The Purohita was the most important among them. He conducted yajnas or sacrifices for the tribe as a whole and for the benefit of the Raja. The two important Purahitas mentioned in the Rig Veda are Vasisht and Vishwamitra. The next important functionaries was the Senani or the military commander. He led the tribe in war along with the Raja. Other functionaries like Gramini and Spy. Several tribal assemblies like Gana, Vidada, Sabha and Samiti are mentioned in the Rig Veda. It is assumed that Gana was an assembly of fighters who actually took part in the inter-tribal wars. The leader of the Gana was called Ganapati. Some historians argued that Vidada meant for the economic, social and military purpose. Sabha was a select body of elders and advised the king on administration. It also functioned as a court of law and tried criminal cases. The head of the Sabha was known as Sabhapati. Samiti was the most popular assembly and included common people. The Samiti mainly dealt with the political business of the state. It also used to elect the king. The head of the Samiti was known as Pati. Another aspect of Rigvedic society was their economic life. The Rigvedic society was a pastoral society. The dominant occupational activity of the people during the Rigvedic period was cattle rearing. Cow or ga was the root word for several other words in the Rigvedic society. Cattle was the chief measure of wealth. A wealthy man who owned many cattle was called Gomat. Gavishti and Gavasena were the term used for in the Rig Veda. Gavasena means hunt for cows and Gavishti means the search for cows. All these terms are derived from the word Gau, which means cow. It is suggests that the Rigvedic life was centered around cattle breeding and pastoralism. Other animals like horse, ox, dog, goat, sheep, buffalo and donkey were also domesticated. Agricultural life of Rigvedic society. The Rigvedic Aryans were pastoral people, but when they permanently settled in North India, they began to practice agriculture. They plowed the land by means of a pair of oxen. They plowed land was known as Uravara or Kshetra. With the knowledge and use of iron, they were able to clean forests and bring more land under cultivation. However, the land did not form a well-established private property. Besides the main crops of barley and wheat, cotton and oilseed were also grown. Crafts. Weaving was an important occupation. Carpentry was another important profession and the availability of wood from the forests cleared made the profession profitable. Carpenters produced chariots and plows. Workers in metal made a variety of articles with copper, bronze and iron. Spinning was another important occupation and cotton and woolen fabrics were made. Goldsmiths were active in making ornaments. The potters made various kinds of vessels for domestic use. Trade and commerce of Rigvedic society. Trade was conducted through barter system. There were trade and maritime activities. Sometimes Traders made a journey to distant lands for larger profits in trade. The cow was used as a unit of value. Gradually, the piece of gold called nishka were used as a means of exchange. Trade and commerce were regulated and managed by a group of people called pani. Their transport. Rivers served an important means of transport. The chief means of transport by land were rathas or chariot and wagons drawn by horse and oxen. Another important aspect of Rig Vedic society was their religious life. The Rig Vedic hymns reflect the religious ideas of the then people. They venerated the natural forces like wind, water, rain, thunder, fire, etc. They made gods out of these natural forces and worshipped them. Prithvi, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, and Indra were significant Rigvedic gods. During the early Vedic period, Indra was the most popular of them all. He was praised as the warlord who led the Aryans in wars to victory. He was called Purandhara or the destroyer of forts. The next important god was Agni, the god of fire, who was seen as a link between the gods and the humans. Varuna personifies water and he was the upholder of the natural order of the universe. He regulated water and caused the river to flow. Aditi and Ushas, for example, were female gods. During the early Vedic period, there were no temples or idol worship. The gods were prayed to in the hopes of receiving benefits. Offering includes ghee, milk, and grain. Recitation of prayers and offering of sacrifices were very common in the Rig Vedic society. Sacrifices and prayers were made in order to get victory in war or for acquisition of cattle, sons, etc. Hymns and prayers were recited during the sacrifices, which was generally performed by priests. The importance given to sacrifices in a way helped for the growing importance of the priest in the society. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please subscribe and click on bell icon. If you have any doubt regarding this topic, please do comment. So we will meet again with the literary sources of Vedic age civilization soon. Till then, bye.